To annual meeting to stockholders of the Ursa Farmers Cooperative Company. Notice is hereby given by order of the Board of Directors that the 102nd annual meeting of the stockholders of Ursa Farmers Cooperative Company will be held on Tuesday, August 16, 2022, beginning at 7 p.m. at the Ursa Administrative Office in Ursa, Illinois, for the following purposes: to receive and act upon the reports of the officers and directors from the preceding year. For the election of directors to serve for a term of 2 years. Nominations include Charles Kruger, 2 years; Eric Cassins, 2 years; Eric Ravy, 2 years; Brock Euskis, 2 years; Rod Egley, 2 years; Lance Arnold, 2 years. 3, any new business that may come before the board. Craig Suter, Secretary. Now I'll read the
If we could, Karen, could you come up for the telephone?
Today, August 16, 2022, we have a total of 298,393 votes. We need 33 1/3 of those votes for a quorum, meaning that we need 99,454 votes. Tonight we have 105,719 votes registered.
So now I will read the meeting minutes from the 101st annual meeting. Ursa Farmers Co-op, 101st annual meeting, August 21st, 2021. President Charles Kruger welcomed everyone and called the meeting to order at 7 p.m. after everyone enjoyed a nice meal. Secretary Craig Suter announced reasons for the meeting, including nominating new board members. Charles Kruger invited teller Karen Voss to announce the quorum report. She advised that we have 302,809 votes, and we need 33.3% of those. There are 125,215 votes here, so we do have a quorum. Craig Suter read the minutes from last year's annual meeting, no objections. The audit report was given and included current assets of $120,772,627, property and equipment $61,522,186, other assets $4,211,527, total assets of $186,506,340. Current liabilities of $111,203,065. Long-term liabilities of $36,068,991. Total liabilities of $147,272,056. Total patrons' equity of $39,234,284. Total liabilities and patrons' equity $186,506,340. Roger Hugenberg gave the general manager's report. He thanked everyone who came, cooked, served, and made the evening possible. We had a nice crowd of patrons and several UFC trucks and memorabilia on display. After a lender recently asked if we were taking enough margin, Roger explained the focus of the co-op is in the best interest of the membership and staying competitive on grain bids, feed, seed, and trucking. The co-op set many records this year. We took in record receipts at multiple locations, record sales of seed corn, and money borrowed to keep a competitive bid and stay in the market. We built a record amount of storage this year, 6.4 million bushels. These records did come with challenges: keeping equipment current with today's technology, dealing with weather issues and limited calendar delays. These challenges reflect what a strong board of directors we have. We have one board member terming out this year, Scott Rutledge. He is a multi-generational board member and was honored for his years of service. Because the board is still planning and budgeting for the next 100 years of growth, there was not a patronage issue this year. The co-op continues to grow and patrons are involved. The board appreciates all of this. Ken Bucker, operations manager, then gave his report. He thanked everyone for coming and was proud to tell the group that we have expanded this year. In addition to building a new location in Camp Point with a dryer and 3 million bushels of storage, we have added a dryer, storage, dump pits, and a ground pilot wetland facility. At Canton, we put up 156-foot, 2 million bushel rock bin. Barge dock was improved at Ursa, and they are always focused on helping producers, and have started an improvement project at Meyer that will be complete within 2 to 3 years. Merchandiser Scott Myers then spoke and thanked all our guests, patrons, board members, and families, and the management team for another busy year. Nominating chairperson Lance Arnold asked for a temporary secretary. Terry Schlitman was announced, then asked for the nominating committee report. Drew Gassler announced they had met and nominated 4 candidates for the 3 open positions. There are 2 incumbents, Ted Canor and Craig Suter, and 2 candidates, Dan McCutcheon and Jason Plunkett. There were no questions from the crowd. Karen Boss announced the candidates with the most votes were Ted Canor, Craig Suter, and Jason Plunkett. Dean Hunziker moved to approve, and Dan Shriver seconded. An award was presented to Scott Rutledge to thank him for his years on the board. His mother was there to accept the award for him. President Charles Kruger finished up with closing comments by thanking everyone for this year. Holding the president's position during a pandemic while still carrying on the monthly business of the co-op has been challenging, but one of the most enjoyable, fulfilling board experiences that he has been seated on. There are very few entities that can say they've been in business for over 100 years. He then recognized all Century Farm owners in attendance. As we get closer to fall, he reminded everyone that we have quite a crop out there, even in spite of the late planting and replant this year, and congratulated everyone for that. The meeting was adjourned at 8:10 p.m. Respectfully submitted, Jennifer Whitman.
At this time, let's ask Eric Cassins to come forward and give the audit report.
Okay, this year, ending May 31st, 2022, we have current assets of $109,480,942. Property and equipment of $60,631,000. $60,631,856, and other assets of $4,936,496, giving us total assets of $175,049,294. Our liabilities, current liabilities are $103,875,349. Long-term liabilities of $30,569,465, giving us total liabilities of $134,444,814. Our patrons' equity is a total patrons' equity is $40,604,480, giving us total liabilities and patrons' equity of $175,049,294. Then as of year ending May 31st, we had grain cost of sales of $9,360,753. Merchandise, $2,105,808. This gave us a gross trading margin of $11,466,561. Gross operating income of $16,900,770. Our operating expenses are $16,884,782. Our other expenses, $2,080,069, which gives us net earnings of $1,632,612. Are there any questions? Thank you.
Boy, it seems like a really quiet crowd here tonight. I was going to make a snide remark, but I think it'd get me in trouble. I was going to say we're going to pay patronage only to the first 2 rows. But that would work okay, wouldn't it? Welcome, everybody. Greatly appreciate everybody taking the time to come out tonight. You can see we're doing things a little bit differently, so we'll kind of keep things moving. So, I'm Roger Hindenburg. And I want to thank you for showing up tonight and some of the other things here that we've got going on, and we'll kind of dig into it a little bit. So welcome to the 102nd Annual Meeting of Ursa Farmers Cooperative. My sincerest appreciation to each of you in the audience for choosing to spend your evening with us. Albert Einstein once said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Tonight, you showed up as a patron of UFC with the understanding that we are not at the Oak Community Center. We are not, or we did not serve a meal tonight, and we have no formal entertainment following this meeting. Over the past few weeks, I've received several calls and a few in-person visitors, all expressing concerns as to why UFC changed its venue and why we were not serving a meal. My simple answer to them and to you this evening is that my role to you and the board is to do what is in the best interest of the membership. In June of this year, the U.S. inflation rate hit 9.1%, the highest value since November of 1981. Many in this room, myself included, would argue that this rate was the actual rate was even higher. Daily, I've been receiving notifications of increasing fees, rates, etc., for doing daily business associated with energy, finance, legal assistance, outside labor, parts, general supplies, taxes, and equipment. The current unemployment rate is 3.5%. First-time claims for unemployment benefits rose to 262,000 in the week ending August the 6th, up from 248,000 the prior week. Nobody wants more people to be unemployed, but it's actually something that must happen to cool overall inflation. With the unemployment rate needing to push closer to 5.5%, up from the current rate of 3.5% now. Never have I seen a labor market like today. Employers advertised 11.4 million jobs at the end of April, down from 11.9 in March, which was the highest level on record dating back 20 years. At that level, there are nearly 2 job openings for every unemployed person. That's a sharp reversal from the historic pattern. Before the pandemic, there was always more unemployed people than available jobs. What does this mean for your cooperative? It means that the people you and I count on every day to keep your cooperative running are in even higher demand. Most of the folks sitting in the back are employees. It means every day they're in higher demand. It means that their costs, these employees' costs associated with daily living have increased, forcing them to make tough decisions, forcing some of them to leave. A constant that you and I are accustomed to when delivering to a location, calling location, reporting acreage, marketing grain, fixing tires, hauling grain, ordering and receiving seed and feed, is someone with 10-year experience on the other end of the phone. Someone that is working for you and me that can handle the work and can satisfy your needs. A strong employee base has always been important, and with the current environment, we have recognized that we must take some strong actions to reduce expenses and to assist and retain our current employee base. In the June board meeting, your board approved the largest cost of living allowance in the history of this company. Your board recognized that for your cooperative to remain relevant, to retain that experience we have become accustomed to, the spend was necessary. I and the board have no regrets with this investment. We got a great team. I will admit, I have concerns about the upcoming year. I had high expectations for a large crop, but with limited rainfall in August, various geopolitical concerns associated with Russia, with Ukraine, with China, with Taiwan, and everything costing more, it's going to be a challenging year. I firmly believe in the cooperative model and believe that your cooperative is relevant. It serves a key purpose with local control, local employment, local investment, and that competition is good. Inflation has been with us forever. In June of 1920, the inflation rate was 23.7%. And by June of the following year, just so happens 1920 is when the co-op was founded, and then by June of the following year was a negative 15.8%. Inflation in more common times began ratcheting up in the mid-60s and reached more than 14% in 1980. It eventually declined an average 3.5% in the latter half of the 80s. The average rate of inflation from 1914 to 2022 was 3.28%. The moral of the story is that we are in a unique period, considerably outside the average during current times. These economic indicators give cause of concern and merit understanding and focus. Your cooperative finished fiscal year 2022 as of May 31 with decent earnings, just shy of $3 million. The challenge being the earnings were not associated with activities we do every day, the things that we do every day. Buying the grain, storing your grain, collecting discounts, putting that grain away, shipping it tomorrow. They were associated with governmental assistance as a result of the pandemic, consisting of the Payroll Protection Act, PPP, the Employee Retention Credit. If we remove these two income sources from the income statement, we would basically show your cooperative only generated enough income to offset operational expenses. That's concerning. That's something that we take seriously. Our focus for the new fiscal year, the one we are in now, cannot budget these additional income sources. We are taking a cautious but optimistic approach until more is known about the crop size, world demand, issues in China, issues with Russia. Our focus remains on being good stewards with your equity in the company and remaining relevant to service your needs. We have created metrics to more accurately measure performance. We have challenged ourselves to limit any new investment unless we can show you a 3-year rate of return, show ourselves a return of investment over 3 years. This will help us with the amount of borrowed funds we have. We have enacted an interest rate cap or hedge strategy to insulate us from that portion of rising costs associated with operations. We continue to review all expenses and income sources within the company as to merits for areas that we can make improvements. We are very fortunate that we have kept current on equipment and that your locations need minimal work and money spent to be ready for the upcoming harvest. We are ready. We have invested in our people, and you, the patron, will be the difference that separates your cooperative from others. The current fiscal year is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a difficult one, but not one that's insurmountable. The pain I discussed in regards to inflation will also be felt more by you, the patron, in this upcoming year. You will be purchasing inputs that cost more, along with higher interest rates. Your cooperative will continue to ask you for your business and your package. We will remain focused on the environment and how it impacts you. You should expect small changes as we navigate the current environment. These changes include a thorough review of our discount schedules, trucking and delivery rates, our cost of people, etc. In summary, I want to thank you for your patronage, for the leadership of your board, and for your confidence in your company. And at the moment, doing something we don't normally do, I'm going to turn it over and see if you have any questions of me or the board. Anybody have any questions? Something that's burning on the tip of their tongue? Still quiet. We will be here after the meeting fully open to answer any question that you might have. You know, it is different. You know, why didn't we have a meal? Why don't we do some things? I'm hoping you're picking up what I'm putting down. That one of the things where we know it's going to be a challenging year. We're making sure that you don't get over the tip of the skis. And we're making sure that we're taking care of the people that you're facing every day. Making sure that they're going to stay here. They're going to be that constant that's going to make us day in and day out get the job done. Other things I'd like to pass along. I am happy to report that we will be flowing out DPAD in the amount of $2,850,000, which equates to about just shy of 5.5 cents per bushel. So we'll be getting a letter with that. That's going to flow out. Would also like to announce that we've got several retirements that are coming up. We've got Don Savage from the Bowen location, been with us for 14 years. Don, if you're here, would you please stand? We've got Daryl McCarty, feed delivery driver. He's going to retire here in September, as well as Don. He was with us for 15 years. We've got Jim Potts, who's a truck driver. He's going to be retiring. He has retired already. So, if you would you give a round of applause here to Don and those retirees. Don, we greatly appreciate your service to Ursa, the time that you spent. You spent 6 years in the maintenance side and another 8 up there at Bowen. There is Susie's put together a welcoming reception for a party, so to speak, September the 8th at Bowen. So if you guys can make it, feel free to extend well wishes here tonight for Don and such there. So as I conclude here, I'd like to also announce we are going to have a social hour afterwards. We've got refreshments, we've got appetizers. There's also a little room on the other side. We'd love for you to stick around and enjoy the evening with us. So with that, I want to say thank you.
Kent Buckert, Operations Manager, and I just wanted to take a few minutes tonight to remind you about all the services that Ursa Farmers provides, and we take for granted that you all know what those are. And so obviously on the grain side, we provide many options for the grain you deliver to us, contracts with many variants, storage, DP, cash. You can book offers for different levels. We have crop insurance, crop revenue insurance, hail insurance, livestock and pasture revenue insurance. And we have big feed for beef and swine and the other livestock species. Either we make that locally at our mill in Ursa, or we get those from Carina or ADM. Seed, we offer the Lewis brand along with other brands for corn, beans, wheat, small seed, cover crops. They do blending, they do cleaning, they do treating. And we also do trucking to get your grain to market along with grain backs to help clean out your bins. We offer other services also, so check out our website and social media sites, or check in with a location near you, or check with our originators. So we have Larry, Tanner in Missouri, and we have Susie, Peggy, and Jennifer. They also do crop insurance. Our country feed sales people are Bonnie Rowland and Kellen Kruger. And our seed sales people are Michael, Ryan, and Kellen. And those people are out in the country to see you and be in front of you and help you out on your farm. You can also check with your accounting department. We have lots of options for getting you paid on your grain and also paying your account along with other options that Ursa Farmers offers. I want to thank all of our UFC employees, past and present, for taking care of our producers and owners. We have increased our efforts of improving safety. To date, we've had 679 accident-free days at all of our locations, and we want to thank all the effort of all the employees, our safety committee, and our safety director, Doug Green, which has a direct impact on our financial costs of insurance. This year we finished up a major update at the workhouse at Meyer, and we are currently adding bulk seed storage and updating our seed treatment facility at Wayland. Again, thank you for your business. Have a good evening.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Scott Meyer, commercial merchandiser here at Ursa Farmers Co-op. I work alongside Kent, Roger, and Karen, along with the board of directors up here on a for sure monthly basis, if not more needed. And tonight I would like to first thank everyone for coming tonight. I've been here at Ursa since 2013, but I grew up in the area, in the Warsaw area, and I've been to these annual meetings for a lot longer than that. So I thank you all for coming tonight. There are two groups that I'd like to personally, would like to see personal recognition for. The first group is going to be the spouses and significant others of those of us seated here at the board. So if you could all please stand. I'm not going to name all the names, but if you're a spouse or a significant other of the board of directors up here, could you please stand? We would like to thank you for all of your, please stand, just stand, just stand. Let's give everybody a thank you. My wife can make it, but we got 3 little ones that are hitting school tomorrow, so we don't want them ready. So the second group that I would like to stand is all current and past employees and board of directors, the people that work for this club. Everybody, please stand for recognition. All current and past employees and board of directors. That's my easy job for tonight. Like Roger said, I will be back here for social hour. I hope that you all stick around, and please ask me any questions, shoot anything off me that you would like. I appreciate you all for coming.
Thank you, Scott. I've already asked him today to do something about the grain prices. He's not doing it, he's not responding. So,
Bad week.
I would like to call John Myers up, please. John is chairman of the nominating committee.
First order of business is I'd like to ask for a temporary secretary. Would Terry Schlippen be able to do that? Yes. Okay. And then I'd like to call Stacy Hare for the report from the nominating committee meeting.
Thank you. The nominating committee was held Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022 in Ursa, Illinois at the Ursa Farmers Co-op Administrative Building. The purpose of this meeting was to select a list of candidates for election to the board of directors of the Ursa Farmers Co-op and to be placed on the ballot. The committee consisted of the following: Britton Gray, Jason Beeler, myself, Stacy Hare, John Myers, Craig Schaefer, Burdette Rosendale, and Joe Swisher. John Myers was chosen to be chairperson, and Stacy Hare, myself, was chosen to be secretary. There are 4 positions up for election this year, with 6 candidates vying for the board position. We have 3 incumbents and received an additional 3 nominations that were submitted into the Ursa Administrative Office by June 20th, 2022. The committee contacted those that expressed interest by the deadline and asked each to have their names placed on the ballot. The committee recommends that the membership place the following candidates on the ballot for purposes of the election for the term of 2 years as follows: Charles Kruger, Eric Cassens, Eric Raby, Brock Eustace, Rod Egley, Lance Arnold. I'd like to thank the members of the nominating committee for their due diligence in this process.
Are there any questions from that report? Okay.
As reported by the nominating committee, the list of nominees up for election to serve a term of 2 years for the Board of Directors of Ursa Farmers Co-op are the following: Charles Kruger, Eric Cassens, Eric Raby, Brock Euskis, Rod Egley, Lance Arnold. This year we had 6 candidates vying for 4 seats. Ballots were mailed out to the proxies with a deadline on Thursday, August 11th. At this time, I would ask Karen Voss to come forward to give the election results.
The results of tonight's election are our board members will be Charles Kruger, Brock Euskis, Eric Raby, and Eric Cassens.
At this time, thanks, Karen. At this time, I would like to have a motion from the floor to elect the following for a term of 2 years, which is what she just said was Charles Kruger, Eric Cassens, Eric Raby, Brock Euskis. David Dietert moves. Can I have a second? Scott Rutledge, thank you. Okay, everyone in favor, say yay. Yay. And opposed, say nay. Okay, Terry, would you cast a unanimous vote, please?
Yes.
All right. Tonight we have re-elected Charles Kruger, Eric Cassens, and Eric Raby, and have also added Brock Euskis to the Board of Directors of Ursa Farmers Cooperative. Congratulations to all.
Kevin, it has been a real honor to work with Kevin. I never knew him before this, but we have all benefited from his knowledge and his input and decisions over the years. I've got to work with him for 6 years now, and I've really enjoyed it, and also enjoyed his sense of humor. I appreciate the fact that he's a Cubs fan and he keeps following. He's running.
Current board, if you can come around the front here, we want to capture a picture of Kevin. We've got a momentum for Kevin as a result of his 10 years of being on the board of directors. Karen Voss, would you get a picture here we can put up on the wall for someone? Or Susie Ray, would you grab a picture? In case I have to squeeze in a little bit, and I need to get out of the way. Someone in? I can be it.
May as well. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin Rossi. One word to make this day, what would that be? Speech. Speech. Speech.
I've enjoyed my 10 years. I did not prepare.
Is there any unfinished business that needs to be brought before the meeting this evening? Seeing none, we'll continue on. Like we said earlier, we are doing some things different. We are very aware of changes in, what the economy is, the cost of doing business. I mean, that's just a lot of it. Is everything is a little bit of an uncertainty. I think most everyone had some big hopes for some rain last night, and we didn't get that. And bean crop is kind of hinging on that right now. I think we've got potential, and it has been the consensus of everyone at the board meeting today. We've all got a good potential, but we're in need of some moisture to, see this crop through. Our corn crop, I think, is going to be good for the most part. We struggled to get in this past spring, But for the most part, I think we've got a good corn crop. Yes, we've got some tipping back. We're going to have some lighter corn. We would still benefit from some rain. And all those things make a difference for us up here as far as what we talk about each month, you know, and the volume of grain that's coming in, the amount that we're going to be handling. You know, whether it comes in dry and we don't have any drying fees. I mean, from a farmer standpoint, that's great. But from the co-op standpoint, you know, we've got the investment, the dryers and everything, and that's how we pay for it. But we all know that there are years that we're going to have to count on those dryers too. So we have to be ready for anything that's thrown at us, and I think that we are as far as the facilities. We've got bins down probably as far as Scott says he's ever remembered seeing as far as our inventory. We are set up to ship quickly when the market calls for it. So the co-op, I think, is setting very well in a lot of ways, but no different than my own farming operation. Yeah, we still have concerns about, you know, what's next year going to bring. We just don't know all the time. So we're trying to be as ready for that as possible. But in other ways, the co-op has been doing more reaching out, I think, as far as at each location. They're trying to have more meetings, get input from growers, and also have appreciation dinners. So we're trying to spend our funds in different ways and still service everyone, and hopefully doing a better job of it. So we appreciate understanding and tolerance of changing ways. So I do hope that everyone has a good and safe fall. That's one thing I've heard Roger stress so many times, that it's a good day when everybody can come to work and everybody gets to go home safely. That is the main goal. And I think that's probably one thing that you'll see if you're going into the elevators especially, is there is more awareness of safety, more fluorescent clothing, just different things that we're doing to be safe as traffic is moving and everybody's in a hurry, especially in the heat of harvest. And so we are, you know, that is certainly a goal. He mentioned the number of work days we have that, you know, without an accident. And a lot of the locations now, I think, have postings there as to, you know, number of accident-free days. And that's one thing that we are very proud of, that, you know, we do get, you know, everybody sent home safely. So, and that's something we definitely strive for. But, and so, in saying that, I hope everyone has a safe fall and a good harvest. You know, we'll deal with what comes as far as what the weather allows and make the best of it. But hope that it's a good one. Thank you again for everyone for coming this evening, and thank you very much for your business and support of the co-op. Do I have a motion for adjournment? Sorry, I don't know your name. Gene Oney. Yep. Made a motion to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Thank you.
Before you rush off, we have 5 lucky winners tonight. If I'm reading this correctly, we have 2 from the Illinois side and 3 from the Missouri side. All right, our first winner here is from Hamilton, Illinois. Mr. Plunkett, would you deliver this to Mr. Larry Gooding? Larry, please raise your hand high. Larry Gooding? He couldn't just eat and run out, did he? All right, well, hang on to that one.
All right, higher.
Callahan? Yep. All right, thank you. Our next winner is from Kirksville, Missouri, Mark Cahalan. Mark Cahalan. All righty. That one we'll save for last. All right, next from Greentop, Missouri. Greentop, Missouri, Franklin Wheeler. Franklin Wheeler. All right. Number 4, Breckencamp's Farm, Quincy, Illinois. Anybody here representing Breckencamp's Farm this evening? This one goes in my pocket. Our fifth and final winner, Jimmy Porter. Thank you all. Please stick around for the socialize.
With that, folks, the bar's open. Freshmen are out.
It'll be just a minute on the refreshments.
It'll be just a minute. Karen, we got a thirsty crowd. Kids got to turn the air back on. Folks, greatly appreciate it. Feel free to mingle around. We do have the doors open going back into the offices there. I don't know if anybody's been here not seen the history, the timeline on the wall. It's pretty cool. Moving in now, we're going to update the board here this year, but there's some neat things on. So, once again, thanks everybody for coming. Just a little bit of housekeeping. There is restrooms on the other side. We're going to have refreshments in the back, food in the back. Got a little place over the side if you get a place to sit down. So, we really appreciate you coming. Because we're all going to be around if you have questions.